This presentation, entitled Print Media is Dead, Long Live Print Media, is on print media and how it is, or isn't, changing in the face of social media and the web. Newspapers have been around for hundreds of years, starting in the early 17th century with the invention and the proliferation of the printing press. Since then, there has been a myriad of changes to the format, but the end product remains essentially the same. With the ushering in of the new millennium, however, there have been some things to upset this stagnation. As the internet spreads throughout all strata of society, people began to migrate from print media to the web. Initially, scholars were confused as to why people would stray away from a model that they recognized and maybe even loved for something new and then untested. As time has gone on and Web 2.0 has developed, it is evident why. One of the advantages that internet news has over traditional print media is immediacy. Whereas print needs time to go over the details and facts and to send it to the printer, the ability to write and instantly upload is one of the key features of internet news. The downside of this being, of course, a loss of overall veracity of any given site's body of work. Often blogs, in an attempt to be the first to report, get many facts wrong, if any at all. Idle speculation can spread like wildfire, as many non dead celebrities can attest to. One of the reasons people tend to flock to web based news is the way in which the information is disseminated. Print media has a system of one to many, wherein they control the information and are the sole creators of said content. On the other hand, the web news employs the many to many format, wherein multiple people or companies can participate to form one product. A perfect example of this would be Wikinews, which, using the wiki format, allows people to use multiple sources to put together a cohesive picture of a news story. Traditional media is starting to catch on to the many to many system and have implemented a system of one to many with collaboration. Web 2.0 standards allow readers to discuss and comment the article without having any bearing on its creation. Another form of internet news that is popular is aggregation. Instead of going from to one source to find information, users instead visit a site that will pull from several different sources and present it to them. Sites like Dig and Reddit do this, along with the added feature of being able to promote or demote stories. On the more personal side of aggregation, there are websites and apps dedicated to collecting and arranging personalized news, from newspaper headlines to status updates in a pleasing fashion. For example, there is an app for the iPad called Flipboard, which pulls information from whatever site you want, be it social media, celebrity gossip, tech blogs, and arranges it in a fashion that mimics the appearance of a magazine or newspaper. The one thing that keeps traditional news from fully adopting Web 2.0 interconnectivity is monetization. In the print medium, in addition to ad space, there is also a newsstand or a subscription fee to cover costs. On the webs, there are ads, but they can be blocked and the content can be accessed for free. What some companies are doing is implementing a paywall. The New York Times has been in the news as of late for ratcheting up the pay scheme for their online content, allowing only 20 article views for free per month. Another way form of paywall is seen in The Daily. For those that don't know, The Daily is an iPad exclusive newspaper complete with its own staff of writers and content producers, funded by Rupert Murdoch. While the app itself is free, there's a subscription fee for the articles. One of the notable things about the Daily is that because it is iPad only, you cannot share things you've found, which is an important part of how we consume media through peer review. While sharing links seems like a good idea for most netizens, newspapers have been slow on the uptake of the free sharing of information. For example, when the story of Ted Williams, the homeless man with an announcer voice, was circulating, the paper that originally reported the story and had an accompanying video had it pulled from YouTube, despite the free press they were receiving elsewhere. To them, it was more important that they control the information. In the end, newspapers have come a long way from what they were at the beginning of the millennium, but they still have a ways to go if they want to remain relevant. While we may be ready to ditch the paper, we will always want the news.